If you feel like you're losing your mind, stop panic fixing. Your brain isn't broken, it's just in emergency power-saving mode. We live in an era that demands constant, high-level cognitive performance. But what happens when the machinery of your mind simply refuses to turn over? That terrifying moment when you stare at a screen and the words mean nothing. We usually react with fear. We try to force the gears to grind. But today, we are going to explore why that is the worst possible reaction and how understanding the biological limit of your prefrontal cortex can change your life.
Let's talk about the sensation first. It's often described as brain fog, but that term is too gentle. It feels like a wall. You have a simple email to write, a task that should take 5 minutes, but you have been sitting there for an hour. The cursor blinks, mocking you. You feel a physical pressure behind your eyes. This isn't just tiredness, it is a systemic shutdown. And the immediate internal narrative is usually one of self-criticism. I am lazy, I am losing my edge, or I am not trying hard enough. This is the first lie we tell ourselves.
When this fog descends, the instinct is panic. We drink more caffeine. We set stricter deadlines. We bully ourselves into submission. We treat our minds like a broken engine that just needs to be kicked to start working again. But here is the crucial reframe. Your brain is not failing to work. It is working exactly as it was designed to work under threat. The shutdown is not a bug, it is a feature. It is a protective mechanism deployed by a biological system that perceives it has run out of resources.
To understand this, we must look at the CEO of your brain, the prefrontal cortex, or PFC. Located right behind your forehead, this is the newest part of the human brain in evolutionary terms. It handles executive functions, decision-making, emotional regulation, complex planning, and focus. It is brilliant, capable of composing symphonies and building skyscrapers. But it has a fatal flaw. It is incredibly energy expensive and easily exhausted. It is like a high-performance sports car with a tiny gas tank.
This brings us to cognitive load theory. Every piece of information you process, every decision you make, from what to wear in the morning to how to respond to a crisis, costs metabolic energy. The PFC has a limited capacity for this working memory. It collapses.
When the PFC gets overwhelmed, or when stress hormones like cortisol spike, the brain initiates a handover. The rational CEO is escorted out of the building, and the security guards take over. This is the limbic system, the ancient, emotional, survival-oriented part of your brain. The limbic system doesn't care about your spreadsheet or your creative project. It cares about one thing: survival. It interprets high stress and high cognitive load as a predator in the bushes. Biologically, this is a resource allocation strategy. If a tiger is chasing you, you don't need to solve algebraic equations or write poetry. You need to run or fight. So the body diverts blood and energy from the expensive, slow-thinking prefrontal cortex to the muscles and sensory systems. This is why you can't focus. Your brain has literally cut off the electricity to your thinking center to conserve energy for your survival center.
The problem, of course, is that there is no tiger. The threat is an abstract concept, a deadline, a debt, a difficult conversation, or just the sheer volume of information from the internet. Your limbic system cannot distinguish between a physical threat and a psychological stressor, so it keeps you in this low-power cognitive state, waiting for the physical danger to pass. But because the danger is constant and digital, you get stuck in the shutdown. You are revving the engine in neutral.
Here is where the tragedy occurs. When we feel this shutdown, our cultural conditioning kicks in. We try to force it. We say, "I just need to focus harder." We berate ourselves. But trying to force a fatigued PFC to work
is like trying to drive a car on an empty tank by pressing the accelerator harder. It doesn't move the car, it just damages the engine. The act of stressing about your live focus actually increases the cortisol levels, which further suppresses the PFC.
You enter a negative feedback loop. You are stressed, so your brain fogs up. You notice the fog, which makes you more stressed. The additional stress signals more danger to the limbic system, which clamps down even harder on the PFC. It becomes a self-perpetuating cycle of paralysis. You spend 8 hours at your desk, achieving perhaps 30 minutes of work, and leave exhausted, feeling like a failure. This is not a discipline problem. It is a biological feedback loop.
So, how do we break the loop? The first step is radical acceptance of your biological reality. You must stop identifying the shutdown as a character defect. Stop saying, "I am broken." Start saying, "My system is overheated." This shift in language is profound. It moves you from a state of self-judgment, which creates stress, to a state of self-observation, which engages the PFC. You need to treat your brain with the same compassion you would treat a sprained ankle.
Since the shutdown is triggered by a perception of unsafety, the antidote is not force, but safety. You need to manually signal to your limbic system that there is no tiger. This is distinct from relaxing in the lazy sense. This is active safety signaling. It involves slow, rhythmic breathing to stimulate the vagus nerve. It involves grounding yourself in physical sensation, feeling the weight of your body in the chair, the temperature of the air. These physical signals tell the ancient brain, "We are safe. You can turn the power back on." Next, you must ruthlessly reduce cognitive load. If your computer is freezing because too many tabs are open, you don't install more RAM, you close the tabs. In a state of overwhelm, you must practice sensory deprivation. Turn off the music. Put the phone in another room. Clear the desk. Your PFC is struggling to process data. Stop feeding it more data. Give it a blank space to recover. Boredom is not the enemy here. Boredom is the medicine.
When the PFC is offline, it cannot handle complex planning. It cannot process, write the quarterly report. That is too big, too abstract. You must break tasks down into micro steps that require zero executive function. Don't tell yourself to work. Tell yourself to open the laptop, then open the document, then write one sentence. By making the barrier to entry microscopic, you bypass the limbic system's threat detection. You trick the brain into starting without triggering the alarm. We must also abandon the myth of multitasking. Neuroscience is clear. The brain does not multitask, it switch tasks. It toggles rapidly between activities, and every toggle costs glucose and metabolic energy. When you are in a fragility state or burnout, this switching cost is too high. You must do one thing, just one. Monotasking is not a luxury. For a stressed brain, it is a necessity for survival. Protect your single focus time as if your mental health depends on it, because it does.
Let's address the foundation: recovery. The brain cleans itself of metabolic waste products, specifically adenosine and beta amyloids, primarily during deep sleep via the glymphatic system. If you are sleep deprived, your brain is literally swimming in its own waste. No amount of motivational speaking or caffeine will fix a brain that hasn't been cleaned. Prioritizing sleep is not laziness. It is the maintenance required for the machinery to function.
Similarly, the brain is an energy hog, consuming 20% of your body's calories, despite being only 2% of its weight. Fluctuations in blood glucose hit the PFC first. If you are running on sugar spikes and crashes, your executive function will fluctuate with them. Hydration is equally critical. Even mild dehydration can impair cognitive function significantly. Before you diagnose yourself with a psychological disorder, check your biological inputs. Are you watered? Are you fed? Are you rested?
There is a phenomenon known as attention restoration theory. It suggests that urban environments and screens drain our directed attention, while natural environments replenish it. Nature engages soft fascination. It holds your attention without effort, allowing the directed attention mechanisms of the PFC to rest and recharge. A 20-minute walk outside, without a podcast, without a phone, just looking at trees, can be more effective than a nap. It is a hard reset for your cognitive load.
We also need to understand dopamine properly. It's not just the pleasure molecule, it's the molecule of pursuit and motivation. When you are in a slump, your dopamine baseline is likely low. You can't think your way into high dopamine. You need action. This is why completing those micro tasks is vital. Checking a small box creates a micro spike of dopamine, which gives you just enough fuel to attempt the next small task. You stack these small wins to rebuild your neurochemical momentum.
But the biggest drain on your battery is unresolved emotion. Suppressing anxiety, anger, or sadness takes an immense amount of PFC resources. It's like running a heavy background program on your computer. You might not see it, but it's using up 40% of your CPU. Sometimes the most productive thing you can do is not to work, but to feel. Journaling, speaking to a therapist, or simply allowing yourself to cry can free up the gigabytes of RAM that were being used to hold those floodgates shut.
To heal the cognitive load trap, you must become a guardian of your attention. This means saying no more often. No is a complete sentence. Every obligation you accept is a withdrawal from your limited energy bank. When you are in recovery mode, you cannot afford to be generous with your time. You must be stingy. You must prioritize the few things that truly matter and let the rest burn if necessary. The world will not end if you don't reply to that message immediately.
Perfectionism is the enemy of recovery. Perfectionism demands the PFC to operate at 100% capacity at all times, monitoring for errors. This is unsustainable. You must embrace the concept of B- work. Give yourself permission to do a mediocre job just to keep the momentum going. Paradoxically, by lowering the stakes, you lower the stress, which allows your brain to function better, often leading to higher quality work than if you had stressed about making it perfect.
We also need to extend our timelines. We overestimate what we can do in a day and underestimate what we can do in a year. When you are in a cognitive deficit, looking at the mountain of work ahead is paralyzing. Stop looking at the summit. Look at your feet. Shrink your time horizon to the next hour or even the next 10 minutes. Survive the next 10 minutes, then the next. That is how you walk out of the fog.
Replace judgment with curiosity. When your brain shuts down, instead of getting angry, ask, I wonder why my system needs a break right now. What is it trying to protect me from? This shift to curiosity re-engages the PFC. Anger shuts it down. Curiosity lights it up. Be a scientist of your own experience, not a judge. Observe the data points without condemning the machine.
We are social creatures. Isolation increases the sense of threat, which keeps the limbic system active. Co-regulation, being in the presence of a safe, calm person, can help soothe your nervous system faster than you can do it alone. You don't even need to talk about your problems. Just being around someone you trust, sharing a laugh, signals safety to your biology. It tells the brain, the tribe is here,
We are safe from the predator.
Your environment dictates your cognitive load. If your visual field is cluttered, your brain is processing that clutter subconsciously. Design an environment that supports focus. Low lighting, minimal visual noise, perhaps a specific scent you use only when working. Create a cognitive cockpit, a space where your brain knows exactly what to do when it enters. External order helps create internal order.
Finally, realize that you will never be fixed because you are not broken. You are a biological organism with fluctuating energy cycles. You will have seasons of high output and seasons of winter. The goal is not to be a machine that runs at 100% forever. The goal is to learn how to ride the waves of your own biology without drowning, to know when to push and when to yield.
So, stop trying to fix yourself. Stop trying to surgically remove your capacity for exhaustion. Instead, manage your energy. Respect your limits. Listen to the signals. When the fog comes, thank your brain for trying to protect you, and then gently, compassionately, show it that you are safe. Give it the rest it demands, not the whip it fears.
Remember the protocol. Acceptance first. Safety signaling second. Sensory deprivation third. Microtasks fourth. You are not losing your mind. You are simply rebooting. The heavy lifting isn't done with the muscles. It's done with the nervous system. Treat it with the reverence it deserves. You are capable. You are resilient. But you are also human. And that is enough.
The next time the cognitive load trap snaps shut, don't fight. Breathe. Step back. Lower the bar. And watch how, slowly but surely, the fog lifts on its own, revealing the clarity that was there all along. Stop fixing. Start listening. Peace is not a destination. It is a manner of traveling. Thank you for listening.